Problems, hardships, ups and downs are inevitable in everyone's life. We don't have to romanticize them or think our entire life is only hard, right? But such challenges are required so you can grow in life and actually succeed instead of staying in your comfort zone, staying in a bubble, right? But if you find yourself stuck in the circle where you're unable to come to peace with your problems, then keep on watching. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So we often find ourselves stuck in some problem in life and we basically romanticize it so much to the point where we make that problem the entire point of our life. Our life only exists because of that problem. Our life is the problem and the problem is our life. And that's not good. You're allowing your problem to consume you instead of moving through it and taking the lesson, which is the most important thing. So, the two mentality shifts that will help you go through anything in life is number one, let them be. I don't actually remember the exact name, but there's this popular creator who actually, I think, brought this mentality shift, this ideology into the bigger picture, right? And she even wrote a book about it. I'm not really sure what the author's name is, but this theory basically says that let people be, let your problems be as they are, specifically people, because sometimes we're so on the brink of trying to make people change, right? But we forget the fact that nobody belongs to us. You cannot help change anybody. If somebody is doing bad to you, right? Somebody is spreading you rumors to you, somebody is basically hurting you, which is the main, which actually sums up everything. If they're hurting you, right, then believe me, you can do nothing about it. Even if you try to shut them up, they will not shut up. And you cannot make them change. You cannot make them tap out of this evil, because if anybody wishes to change, they have to decide in their heart that yes, they actually need to have a desire to change. They actually want to change, right? You saying anything or somebody else saying anything, it will pull the trigger. But actually, changing through the fact that power is within a person's decisions only, right? Only I can decide to change or not. If you are coming out to me and saying that, oh, you change because you're hurting me so much, stop doing it, I will not stop. If I don't want to, I will keep on going, because I don't know, maybe it brings me joy, or I'm trying to escape my own problems and I'm trying to project it onto you. I will do all of it and I will not listen to you. Why the hell will I listen to somebody else? So that is the thing. You have to let people be. You have to allow them to be as they are. They will learn their own lessons on their way. You are not responsible for changing anybody. But of course, if you want to try to help people, which of course you should do, because humans are social creatures, right? And we have to go out and help one another. Otherwise, we will end up being alone in the world, and not even alone in lonely, basically not even alone, we'll end up being lonely, right? And we'll crave the social attention, which every single person craves, and there's nothing wrong with it, because it's completely normal. You want to have good connections, but of course you don't need them in the sense where you're just going out and just making anybody your friend, you're just connecting with anybody, you're forming connections with anybody, because sometimes they won't align with you and they'll push you down further instead of making you grow in life, letting the way and the journey in front of you clear. They'll stand in that way and they'll stop you from going there and they'll push you back even further. So that's why you shouldn't just go out and just try to be friends with anybody and just form connections with anybody. Evaluate your relationships. That's what you should be doing. So yes, coming back to the point, you should go out and try to help people. But if in the end you've tried so much, right, you've gone out, you've told them, okay, you should quit doing this or you should quit doing that, and they're not listening to you, no matter how many times you go to them, no matter whatever help you're trying to provide to them, then believe me, they're not going to change unless they want to. And you have to now step back and let them be, because to be honest, it is hurting you only. You have to protect your peace sometimes, right? Being selfish sometimes is actually the right thing to do. And selfish, of course, first of all, selfish does not mean actually putting yourself first. It basically means pushing somebody else down to push yourself up. So you're not basically even being selfish. You're just taking yourself to be accountable. You're taking your needs to be accountable, and your wants, what you want, and protecting your own peace, protecting yourself from situations that may hurt you in the future as well. So that is why you have to step back and let people be whenever somebody comes to you, right? Because we take this so much to the heart, where some people, maybe they criticize us or they hurt us in any way possible. Their words hurt us, their actions hurt us. And I know this sounds so stupid to say that let them be, whatever words they're throwing at you, whatever actions they're throwing at you, that's making you hurt, and I'm out here saying that let them be. Believe me, It may seem such a stupid thing to do. It may seem such a silly thing to do when somebody's out there hurting you and you're like, you know what, let me just let them be. It sounds stupid, right? But it really is not, because when you're stopping connection with that person who's actually hurting you, right? You're like basically cutting off the cord with them, your attention. You're cutting off the cord of your attention and whatever sort of, how you're fueling their actions and words, because when you actually pay attention to what they're doing, right, they continue doing it more. But when you actually cut off that cord and you take a step back and you let them be, you let them criticize you, you let them spread rumors about you, because you know that in the end they will get their own karma. They will get it. Every action, you have to pay for every single action. If it's a good action, you'll pay you'll instead get paid with blessings. But if you actually do some sort of bad action, then you'll pay with your own happiness and your own situations in life. It happens with everybody. It's a real thing, right? Your actions, good or bad, you pay for it. People shouldn't bother you much, and that is the art of detachment, where of course you want certain relationships, you want connections with people, but you set your boundaries and you take a step back. You detach from any expectation, because you know that that person is not going to learn anyhow. You know that your words, they're not going to help the person change. They haven't till now. How will it help in the future? You are creating your own problems when you're actually getting in their power, trying to stop them, and trying to tell them how much you're getting hurt, justifying yourself in every single point of your life. Again, this is another thing, justification. We justify our own actions, right? When somebody actually tries to hurt us and we are like out there justifying and trying to validate our own selves in front of somebody else, we're validating we're validating ourselves just so that the other person will see the truth, they will see your point of perspective. But you know what, it doesn't matter, because they're not here to listen to you. They're not listening till now. How will they listen now? They didn't listen till now, right? So you have to let people be. Don't keep holding on grudges and actually throwing back the hate to the other person, because you know what, if you're doing that, you're actually building your own bad action, right? So their action and your action, they get neutralized, and you're practically the same person as they are, because you're doing the same thing. You're spreading the same anger as them, you're spreading the same hate as them, you're keeping grudges like them, right? And you're hating and talking behind their back, so basically like them. You are getting hurt by somebody and you're trying to become like that. That seems so bad, that seems toxic. So that is why I know it will seem so hurtful to you that somebody's already out there hurting you, and I'm here telling you to let them be. You will feel stupid for actually believing this. But it is the right thing to do, because people are responsible for their own actions and words. And when you're out there actually getting hurt from them, or you're fueling it basically with the your hurt, basically, right, with your feelings and your emotions, you're actually adding fuel to their fire, and they will continue to do so. You're out here trying to control them and control other people's words and actions, but you have to let that go. You have to let go of the feeling of being in control of other people, because they're not going to be. So let go of that control and let them be. If somebody went out, you're feeling left out, right? Somebody went out without you, the other person is not ready to listen to you, let them be. It's all right. Your time and energy should not go to something that is purely going to waste, and you can see it in front of your eyes that it is going to waste, but you're still out there trying to make it happen, trying to control those people, what they're doing to you, how they're doing things. No, you have to let them be. Let them figure out their own lives, because everybody, they're having a first time living life, right? Because we don't really remember our previous lives that we've lived. So it is everybody's first time at life. Let them figure out what they're doing. Even if they're doing something bad, let them figure it out on themselves, and let them pay for their actions and their words, whatever they're doing. Because whatever you do cannot control them, right? Just because you're saying to them that don't do this, they will not listen to you. Why will they listen to you? So that is why this is what the theory talks about, where you let people be, let them be. In whatever situation people are out there trying to hurt you, whatever it is, whatever in the world example it is, just let them be. The second theory, the second mentality shift I have is the okay and theory, right? Okay and basically means at the end of and you have a question mark. Whenever something happens to you, a problem comes onto your way, right? Something like, oh, you didn't get that job, or you didn't get into college, or that relationship or that connection didn't work out, your day went really bad, you didn't complete your task on time that was set by somebody else. you failed in something, after you're done feeling all of your emotions, because of course you have to feel out the emotions, let them out. Because if you keep it inside of you and you're trying to tell yourself that it's just okay, like just as soon as the thing happened, like somebody died in your family, right, you have the grief inside of you, or you failed in something, and of course you have the sadness inside of you, you have disappointment inside of you, but then you are out there saying okay, and no, that will not help. You have to first let out the emotions, clear yourself of all the emotions, because if you hold it inside of you, trust me, it is building inside, and one day the system will break inside. It will break when you keep adding on to the things, like you keep adding on to the pile. So of course, once you're done feeling the emotions, the grief, the disappointment, the sadness, whatever it is, once you're done feeling it, then ask yourself, okay, and it's not the end of the world just because I failed in something, just because this relationship did not work out, just because my day went bad, just because I didn't land this job, just because I didn't enter into that college. It is all right. There's so many opportunities out into the world, right? And I'm done feeling my emotions, I'm done feeling whatever I wanted to feel, all the negative emotions. Now I'm ready to go out and seize the next best opportunity. And I know, just because this moment went away, which I so badly needed, which was mine, right, this flew away, the job that I wanted, the college that I wanted to get into, the task that I was supposed to do, right, it all went away. Just because it is gone now does not mean I can't pursue the next best thing. And sometimes when you lose some things, right, it means that something better is coming on its way. When you lose some things, or when you wanted something and you didn't get it, it will naturally flow away and something better will come to you. You need to have this mindset where you're like, everything happens for a reason, and that's why you're saying okay, and because it's not the end of the world. You've got so many other things out there, right? You're not dying. The world is not ending. You still have so many big opportunities in front of you. So instead of letting your problems consume you, going into depression of how things didn't work out, right, instead of being that, why don't you go out there and seize the next best opportunity? Why don't you go out there and try to figure out what can I do next, right? And just trying to comfort yourself, validating yourself, of course. There are things in life that are so much bigger than your problems. Your problems, just because something bad happened once in your life, does not mean your entire life is bad. One bad day does not mean a bad year. Just because you didn't get into one college does not mean that there's so many colleges out in the world and you will fail into getting into even one of them. Or just because you didn't land that one dream job does not mean you'll not get another dream job. Just because you lost that one sort of friendship does not mean another better friendship is not going to come in the way. I've seen some people where they fail to get into their dream college or fail to land their dream job, and this one thing that they wanted so badly, it all went wrong. That one thing that they were expecting to really blow up, it all failed, right? And then once it failed, once it went wrong, they go into this depressed state, right? In this depressed emotion where they're like everything is over in life, right? And they even try to end their life, right? And it is horrible. It really is, because just because one bad thing happened does not mean the world, the sea is going to close itself, right? The door are going to close. Every single door is going to turn its back on you. No, you have to ask yourself after you're done feeling certain emotions from your problems, that okay, and I can go out do something better. What, just because this one thing ended, just because this one thing failed, does not mean that it is the end of the world. So please stop. I hate to see people going in these depressed state when one bad thing happens in their life, or they fail in something, or they repeatedly fail, right? Sometimes this happen to other kind of people, but believe me, it's just a test. Either it's a test or you're just paying for your actions. Just go through it with a smile, right? And I know it's hard. It will be hard to go through your problems with a smile, but once you actually realize the law that, you know what, you're just paying, maybe you're just paying for some bad actions, or maybe it's just test, or you remember that maybe you're just a strong person and God is giving you all of these tests because he knows you can do so much more better, and he knows that you can grow so much more in life. You can see immense growth, you can see immense moments in your life. And you know what, it all starts with the mindset and your perception of how your life is. If you continuously be in the state where you're like, be in the feeling where you feel like nothing works for you, right? Your life is destroyed, your life is horrible, every single moment is horrible, you hate life, you hate every single day, you hate people around you, you hate the situations, you hate your home, you hate your car, you hate everything, then that's how life is going to continue to unfold for you. But if you're in the sense where you're feeling gratitude for what you have, grateful for the people you have, grateful for the family, grateful for your friends, grateful for all the things, grateful for the fuel, nutrition, all of it, grateful for every single minute of your day, then that's how life is going to unfold for you, because you're grateful for it, you're going to get more of it. That is how it eventually works. So please don't lose hope, because hope is such a beautiful thing. It's such a beautiful word. And you have to, in the end, you have to realize that you have to, first of all, let people be. And secondly, whenever a problem comes to your way, whenever there's something stuck in your way, you're like, okay, and I'm so much bigger than this problem, I'm so much valuable and worthy than this problem does not define me, right? I define myself. The fact that I'm standing here in front of it and facing it, I think that's pretty brave. And that's pretty amazing. So that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you learned something or the other from it. And remember, you're worthy, you're blessed. I'll see you next week. Until that, remember to just relax.